Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today Pompey travelled to the Memorial Stadium in Bristol to face Bristol Rovers this time. Last time we were in Bristol, we faced Bristol City. We lost 2-1. Bit unlucky. This time though we're facing possibly a weaker side in Bristol. They must be because they're not in the Championship and they're not mid-table. They're without a manager. They did sack Paul Doswell, they sacked Paul Tisdale. Paul Doswell is the haven't manager. They sacked Paul Tisdale I think last week, so very recently. No one has replaced him yet though. They have got Tommy Widdrington in as a caretaker, but he is the head of recruitment at the club. So he's the man that's looking for someone else. Joey Barton is the front runner to get that job though, so I would keep an eye on Bristol Rovers because they could be having Joey Barton at the helm soon. Can we get 10 likes on this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new. Any Bristol Rovers fans, let me know down below what you think, but we'll get straight into it. We'll have a look at the form from the last games that Bristol Rovers have played. Now they haven't won one of their last 5, haven't won any of them. That started with a 0-0 draw away at Peterborough. That's seen as a good result. However, that was followed by a 2-1 loss at home to Rochdale, a 6-1 drubbing away at Accrington, a 0-0 draw at Fleetwood and another loss at home, but this time to Oxford 2-0. So they're not doing well. They've only got 2 points out of possible 15 in their last games. That's definitely form that sees them in the relegation zone or there or thereabouts. Their home record as well, it's not looking good for them. They've played 12 at home this season, only winning 3 of them, drawing 1 and losing 8 in the process. That's left them on 10 points at home. In my opinion, that's awful. For a team that was mid-table, beating teams like Pompey, beating teams like Sunderland last season and even the season before, they're now not being able to beat anyone realistically. They've obviously won 3 at home, but who are they against is the thing I'd like to know. Is it against any good teams or is it just against teams around them, such as Wigan, teams in that kind of predicament? They've only scored 11 at home, conceding 20. So a -9 home goal difference as well. In a relegation battle, you want your home record to be better. You want your home record to be positive. You want it to be the thing that you can rely on. You don't want people taking points off you at home. You don't mind losing away as much, but you want to make your home a fortress, so to speak. They haven't done that. That is the 21st home record in the league. That's where they place among every other team. Even Pompey are better than that, and we're not great at home. But their league position overall in terms of home and away, that's 20th, only one place above where they are in terms of their home record. They've won 6, drawn 6 and lost 14. That leaves them on 24 points, and their goal difference is awful. It's dire. Scoring 24 goals and conceding 43. That leaves them with a negative goal difference, I think negative 19. That's just not good. No matter where you're placed in the league, to be 19 negative on goal difference, it shows that you're not scoring many, you're letting too many in. They did lose a key man in the summer though, or in January, I can't remember exactly which one it was in last January. That was Johnson Clark-Harris. Now he was a key man for them, banging some goals in, keeping them up the league, sort of, even chasing down the playoffs they would like to have said. But Peterborough did snap him up to replace Ivan Toney, and they haven't recovered. They haven't brought anyone in that will bang them in goals. Now 3 key players to watch out for that I've found are Luke Leahy, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Zane Westbrook and Jack Baldwin. Now Jack Baldwin, he was at Sunderland last season I believe, or the season before. They signed him off of them. Zane Westbrook, I've heard good things. I don't know much about him again, and the same with Luke Leahy. I don't know much about these kind of players. However, I've heard that they're very good. They're rated quite highly among the Bristol Rovers squad, out of the best of a bad bunch, so to speak. The top scorer is a man called Brandon Hanlon. He's got 6 goals in this campaign. Once again, he's not hitting Johnson Clark-Harris's double figures numbers that they wanted to replace. Their assists, most players with the most anyway. Zane Westbrook's on 2, along with a couple of other players there as well. Luke Leahy is on 2 as well. But they're just not clicking, I don't think. I think that is Bristol Rovers' problem. They haven't lost loads of players, as far as I'm aware. They did sack their manager last season as well, though, and they just don't seem to have recovered from anything. They just don't. For a Bristol Rovers side that are normally like a established League One team, to be in a relegation battle is diabolical, really. And especially when you're losing 6-1 away at a team like Accrington, who realistically Bristol Rovers should be beating. As much as Accrington are having a good season, they should still be beating them. But I don't think Bristol Rovers have some brilliant fans out there. They come down to Fratton Park and sell out the away end on a Tuesday night. They're very loud fans. They're passionate about their football. They're great at home, and they're not getting what they expect. And I kind of feel bad for them in a sense. because I know it from a Pompey fan. Like, we're good fans, in my opinion. Don't know what you think, but we kind of expect something in return. Like, we're going to support the lads. We expect kind of a result in the return. As much as you're not going to expect 15-0 wins every week, you do expect wins. But we'll look at their stats in this season as well. That's just underwhelming. Shots on target per 90, they get 3.3 on average a game, which is 20th in the league. They have big chances created, 28 this season, 15th in the league. Big chances missed, 30, which is 7th, so they're high on that. The goals per 90 is at 0.9, so they're not even hitting 1 goal on average per game. That's 23rd in the league. Goals conceded per 90 is 1.7, which is 19th in the league. The saves per 90 in terms of defence is 3 per 90, which is 6, so they're having to make a lot of saves. Clearances per 90, 25.3, which is 2nd in the league. So we're going to ignore the attacking sense of their play at the minute. We're going to go on those 3 defensive stats. Goals conceded per 90, saves and clearances. So they concede an average of 1.7 goal a match. That is 19th in the league, which is shocking. I think Pompey are at 0.9 conceding a match, or thereabouts. Bristol Rovers just concede too many. And as much as they haven't got Clark Harris up front to finish their chances, they're not really stopping other teams from scoring them. Their saves per 90, they're making 3 on average a game, which is the 6th most in the league. It shows their defence is not solid. It shows their defence isn't doing enough to protect the keeper behind them. The keeper's trying his hardest, but he can't keep all them out, can he? Their clearances are 25.3, which is 2nd in the league, 2nd most in the league. I think the only team above them is Northampton, I believe, but I'm not really sure. That shows that they just kind of get it out. They're not trying to kind of pass through teams and kind of slow it down. They're a team that want to just defend and hoof, which is what we used to be. We're not anymore, though, which is positive. As a result, I think we need to go at them. We need to attack this Bristol Rovers side. I'm hoping Lewis has put something in. I will put that in shortly. But I think he'll agree with me here in saying we need to attack this Bristol Rovers team. I don't think there's any really excuses for not getting the 3 points today. It's a 3 points that could lift us to 2nd in the table, and no one can catch us other than Doncaster then, on games in hand. Lincoln will only be 2 points ahead of us, I believe, then. Hull, we've still got a game in hand on. Peterborough are playing tonight. We'll get onto those fixtures in a minute. But if we win tonight, we're 2nd, depending if Peterborough get on well or not. But we're minimum 3rd. We need to win tonight. It is in our hands to go there. I'm going to predict a 3-1 Pompey win. I reckon my starting lineup would be Craig McGillivray in goal, Johnson, Bolton, Raggett and Daniels at the back. Watmore is back. However, I wouldn't change it. We're in a bit of good form in our last 3. We're unbeaten in 3. I wouldn't change that back 4. I'd give Watmore a rest still. Naylor and Cannon at centre mids. It's the established 2 centre mids in our side anyway. Curtis and Williams on the wing. And then I would change our attacking 2. This man has been frozen out. I reckon we start Hewula today. I reckon we start Hewula, partnering with Harness, give Marquis a bit of a rest. Even Marquis could come on at half time. But I reckon Hewula needs to start today. It's one of those teams that you would expect Hewula to be able to get a goal against. A fast attacker, quite strong. He'd be able to get 1 or 2 goals. We will move on now. No, Peterborough are playing. Now that could be something that we need to keep an eye on, because if they win, we cannot move above them. Now the games start at 6 o'clock, where Peterborough do play. They travel down to Gillingham. It's a big game for both sides there. Blackpool, they then host Rochdale at 7 o'clock. That's a big game in terms of ends of the league. Blackpool wanting to avoid being sucked in. They want to just get a few wins up, keep the table. Rochdale don't want to be in that relegation battle any longer. Then Bristol Rovers, who face Pompey. And then Northampton travel to Ipswich. Another big game for Northampton. They're not in good form. In my opinion, I think they're all but relegated now. We're going to quickly, though, finish this video by looking at the table. Lincoln lead the table with 53 points, followed by Hull, who have played a game more but are on 49 points. Then Peterborough, 2 games in hand on Hull, on 49 points as well. Then it's Pompey, who've played 2 games less than Hull again, on 48 points this time. Then Doncaster, also on 48, with a game in hand on Pompey, 3 on Hull, 2 on Lincoln. Then Sunderland have crept their way into the playoffs, however they have played more than anyone there. They're on 44 points. And then Oxford in 7th, who have played the same amount of 43 points. So it's looking quite close at the top half of the table, I reckon. We'll move down now, though. Burton, they still sit bottom. However, they've closed the gap on survival to 2 points. They're on 22. Northampton on 24 points, having played a game more than Burton. Wigan, they've played a game more than Burton as well, on 24 points. Swindon also on 24 points, having played 2 more than Burton. Bristol Rovers have played the same amount as Burton. They're on 24 points as well. And then Wimbledon on 25 points. They've played 26. And Rochdale as well. They're getting dragged in. They're only on 26 points. They've played one more. Northampton need to win tonight. Bristol Rovers need to win tonight. Pompey need to win tonight. Simple as that. Pompey, if they can get the win, Bristol Rovers could slip into that relegation battle depending on how results go. I'm hoping for a win. I'll put Lewis's clip in now.
So ahead of tonight's game against Bristol Rovers, I think we're going to have to go for them right from the start. No messing about. I think we'll win 3-0. I'll start Hawula and Harrison up front, and I wouldn't play Marcus because I don't think he's been at the races for the last 4 or 5 games, and he's lacking in goals, so I wouldn't start him. Curtis obviously a must to start. I'll still play Charlie Daniels at the back. I think this is a game we must win, the same as Saturday against Blackpool. We need to go on a run. I need to get in those top 2 places. It's very close at the top, but I think we'll win tonight. 3-1. Curtis, Hawula and Harrison. Out the Blues.
Once again, don't know what he said, but I think he would have made some good points. I'll get this edited out for about 4 o'clock, and I'll see you in the next one.